4th place in the over 2 litre category in the number 3 Lola. Now what's this? I think he's dead stick as well.
This is this particular car. Oh dear, it's a very, very significant car indeed. Driven in Can-Am by none other than Mario Andretti and Al Unser. But unfortunately,
presumably not at the same time.
Probably not.
No, they weren't the best of buddies.
Mario drove it at Riverside and Las Vegas, and Al Unser drove it in Fuji actually in the late 60s. But
obviously, it's not that an important car because it never raced at Ingolstadt.
We'll let it off.
Okay.
Can-Am never went to Ingolstadt, so that's a bit unfair.
It was a big miss, I thought. I thought it was a big miss. He's I think he said LMP2 litre there. Sub 2 litre. I apologise, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, if this was like a British Pathy report,
yeah,
and I'm coming up through Tosa,
yeah,
in the LMP2, it is the kind of the LMP2 of the day.
Well, yeah, sort of.
In a way.
Yeah, that's sub 2 litre category for cars under 2 litres of capacity. Charlie Hyatt, the young English hotshot,
with Canon sponsorship. We're going to get in trouble if we can't.
He actually has done a really good job, and he's under a minute away from the leader. Kyle Tilley's found a bit of pace all of a sudden, because Rory Jack was within 5 seconds of him, and Rory's just had a couple of laps where he's dropped back into the mid to low 58s, and Kyle Tilley's had a couple of laps where he's been in the low to mid 57s, and all of a sudden that's 9.7 seconds. But on the final lap, I don't think that's going to be enough for Kyle to hold on to second in class, and more importantly probably third on the overall podium, because he's got that 15 seconds to add on.
I mean, we probably haven't given Armand Mille his due, because he's just driven
superb drive, yes,
perfect race. And I think also what he had to do was not panic when, you know, superstar Jan Magnussen's tearing off at the front of the field. He just settled into his rhythm and was able to have the gap less than what Jan Magnussen's pit stop penalty was, if you like. So this, which is, I believe, 25 seconds. So he had to, and he kept the gap way less than that. So that then gave him an advantage into the second stint, an advantage which he's very much grasped and has got this race well under control as we're on the final lap. In fact, around the final corner we go.
Jason Stewart Wright, by the way, in the number 3 low. Let's go back out again after just a 1:49 in the pits. I wonder if they just splash some fuel into that. So for the Classic Endurance Racing 1 event here at Imola in the afternoon sunshine, Armand Mille driving solo in the 1969 Lola T70 Mark IIIB has overcome the traffic and the competition to win. It's going to be Patrick Jack in the number 41 Lola T70 in second in the over 2 litre category, and I think it's Romain Belteste in third. Yes, it is. There he is across the line in the number 37 car. Nigel Greensell will be fourth in the sub 2 litre categories. He goes through now in the Chevron B19. Chevron B19 benefit in sub 2 litre, 9.6 seconds. Here's the winner, and this is going to be Charlie Hyatt coming through second overall and winning the sub 2 litre category in the B19 from 71. Now Kyle Tilley is 40 seconds back, and more importantly though, he's 11 seconds ahead of Rory Jack. I don't think he's doing enough.
Yeah, he's got a 15-second penalty hanging around him, so
he's done well. He's pulled that back out. He's put 5 or 6 seconds on in that yellow and black car.
I think just 1 or 2 laps where the pace went away for some reason, and then really got back down to business, whether it was a technical issue or whatever, or a mistake or traffic. It could be all sorts of things. Over the line he goes, but regardless, Kyle Tilley, he's had what a weekend he's had. I mean, think about this. You're in an open top sports car at Imola. The sun's starting to set, and they're just starting to head down over the horizon.
Well, he won't drop any further than third. And Rory Jack goes through, and the gap was only 2 and a bit seconds at the end. That's extraordinary, as Rory Jack must have, yeah, he did a 59.3 on the last lap. He almost gave it away. 12.8 seconds. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That is a little bit too close for comfort. I wonder if Rory knew, but a second place for the number 44 Chevron, and it's an all Chevron sub 2 litre podium with Kyle Tilley in the late replacement of his Lola T210 to a B19, does end up on the podium. He drove solo as well. However, no doubt about the leader and the winner now, the all-conquering Lola T70. T70's first, second and third, with Patrick Jack in the number 41 1967 car, and Romain Belteste in the 37 making up the podium for the big engine class. But the top three, Armand Meal, Charlie Hyatt and Rory Jack, that is a very, very mature, sensible and accomplished drive. The key part of that, I think, Peter, you were spot on. You lose 18 seconds to Jan Magnussen in the first stint. You can't lose your head at that point when you see him. There's going to be a point where you see him starting to pull away, and you can't lean on the car too much.
No, definitely not. And that was a really impressive drive there from Armand Mila. Lola T70, that's a seriously brawny car to handle.
We still have one more race to go. We're in Imola. It's an Alfa race coming next. Congratulations to Armand Meal for winning in the Lola. Well, plenty of excitement and no little heartbreak in our previous race. And here at the historic Imola Classic Festival, and it has been a festival. It's called the Imola Classic by Peter Auto. But my goodness me, it has been an absolute festival. Even had R390, which we weren't expecting. Well, I wasn't anyway. And had a word with Eric Comas. It was his Le Mans chassis from 1998. Had that doing a couple of demo laps earlier on. He drove it quite a long way down here, then put it on a trailer. It's road registered now, and then drove it here from Bologna all the way at the track. Beautiful.
Oh,
it seems
the taps up on the Autostrada, maybe.
So Alfa Romeo GT and touring cars from 1947 to 1981. Now, having raced for over 10 years, the Alfa Revival Cup, recognised by ACI Sport, bringing Alfisti together from all over the place, to be honest. A rich motorsport heritage of Alfa Romeo. They will turn up at places like the Red Bull Classics, the Euro NASCAR at Vallelunga, and Misano, the PNK Motorsports Festival and Mugello weekend, and here at Imola Classic and Spa Classic. And we have a diverse grid of 25 cars. There are quite a lot of Giulias. In fact, they're almost all Giulias. I think there's... Oh, in fact, they are all Giulias of different age and type.
A couple of GT Veloci.
Oh, yes, that's right. I did see those, yes. However, I don't think you can have enough Alfa Giulias of this kind of period. The little two-door sprints and GTA M's, excuse me. That moniker revived recently for the very hairy four-door 2.9 V6. What an engine that is, by the way.
Well,
in the Quattrofolio.
Effectively, its ancestor, the GT of the car number 1, Davide Bertinelli. There, it's one of the most extreme versions of the Giulia Sprint GT that was developed by Alfa Romeo's amazing competition department, Auto Delta, designed for Group 2 touring car racing in Europe, and it won the championship on 2 occasions, 1970 and 71. Great little machines, and a car that was driven by Gijs van Lennep in car number 33, Alexander Furiani.
And what does the A and the M stand for at the end of GT, A and M?
I hope you're going to tell me.
Lighter and enlarged.
It's in my notes. Allegerita Maggiorata, lighter and enlarged.
Yeah.
Which often do things don't go together.
Well, not in my case.
No, or mine.
No. And with the great pasta and food that we've had this weekend, I am neither A or M in that. Plenty of GTAs, of course. You would have seen the GTA nomenclature on Alphas before, but it's the M here. The Maggiorata for enlarged. And enlarged in this case means wider.
Yeah, wider track, wider arches. A lot of power for a Group 2 touring car of the early 1970s. 220 to 240 horsepower, depending on how the engine's been tuned.
And it wasn't just the bodywork that was enlarged, because it was the engine as well, because that was taken out to 2 litres from the 1700 twin cam, running on the absolutely gorgeous and period correct Campagnolo alloys.
Of course. One thing also is that around the paddock, where the Alfa Revival Cup have got their own area, and there's an Alfa Romeo bus.
Yes.
Well, bus isn't the right word. It's more of a...
It's like a giardinera.
Not a camper van either.
It's,
it's something between a people carrier of the time. It's a beautiful little thing. We were really enjoying looking at it earlier on. But a 1 hour race, it's going to be busy for the drivers out there in this one, and a bit of typical Imola botany as well.
Oh, yes.
Floating out. This seems to always happen at Imola. You see bits of would you call that?
Well, I think some of it's bugs and some of it is willow fluff.
Willow fluff.
But I'm not sure which is which.
I'm going with the willow fluff. So grid about to be cleared then. Here on the background there, the bugs.
So it's not a Giardinetta because that was the station wagon. The shooting brake, if you will.
So safety car pulls away. Lead the field off. Have you found it?
Well, yes, I think I have. Now I've got a...
I don't think that was it.
It's similar though.
Similar, yeah.
It's on the same platform. That's a camper van on the same platform. That's a 1955 T10.
Okay.
So now that I've tracked that down...
Do you think you could put an Alfaholics engine in it?
Oh yeah.
Imagine that, the people carrier with the Alfaholics.
And why wouldn't you?
Off they go then. What a beautiful grid of cars. And a couple towards the other end of the field of machines that, to me, immediately take me to the Italian job. The 220 Alfa Romeo Giulia Super.
Yeah. That needs to have the police.
It does. Chasing down 3 pesky Mini Coopers through the streets of Turin.
Get a move on. Can't go around here all day. Right, I think that is a 1960-ish Alfa Romeo 2 T10 bus.
Yep.
I would say that's what it is.
Yeah, I think instead of the Nugget, you get one of them and get an Alfaholics engine put in it.
Yeah. I'm loving it.
Yep.
I am loving it. So, while you go through the grid,
okay,
I'll have a look at the specs for this because I have to know what engine it is and things like that.
Can't let it go. Davide Bertinelli then on pole in his Alfa Romeo GT Am. Then it's Alexander Furiani for Furiani Racing in car number 33, joining him on the front row. Then it is Peter Bachhofen in his GT Am for Alpha Delta OKP. Ahead of Ben Walter and Bernard Laber, all running out of the Alpha Delta OKP stable. Then it's Jolly Car Squadra Corsa and Dario Dominicinini in the number 86 car, starting from 6th. Then it's Christian Ondrak in 7th. Gianpaolo Benedini starts in 8th. Alberto Franceschetti starts in 9th. And Fabrizio Sabatini rounds out the top 10 in his Jolly Car Squadra Corsa Alfa Romeo GT AM. Hans Lugenbuhl starts for Formula GT in 11th. Then it's Matthias Korber in 12th. Jürgen Ludwig for Formula GT starts in 13th. Then it's Fabian Korber, 14th, followed by Christian Oldendorf, who's had a super busy weekend, jumping back and forth between his Alfa Romeo GT AM and an Aston Martin DBR9. Yes, I'm not getting that mistaken. Then it's car 356. That should be something from over the German border, shouldn't it? Well, that one is Cianini Barbolini. Then it's Francois Rivas in 17th for Côte d'Aron Racing in his
nice name for a racing team.
Liking that, yeah. Mario Salamone starts in 18th. Then it's Giulio Sordi in 19th. Andre Cordal starts 20th, and still they come. Fabio Ciminani starts from 21st. Then it's Alberto Zanata. Eduardo Achai starts in 23rd. Marco Mila in 24th. And rounding out the 25 cars here is Daniel Hager in his Alfa Romeo Giulia SP.
From Formula GT. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different classes in the 25 car field. Let's not bother ourselves too much with that at the moment, but we will keep an eye on it. Your pole sitters, obviously Davide Bertinelli, Ben Walters a pole sitter, Jürgen Ludwig and Fabian Körber are both pole sitters, as is Andre Carden and Fabio Gimignani. Those are your pole sitters in the different classes. But this is going to be an absolute delight in, well, not the twilight, but certainly the gloaming. Look at the length of the shadows. The beautiful light, particularly for red cars. And they are predominantly Alfa Romeo racing red, that sanguinis, that darker red colour that they always ran. To the line then, Davide Bertinelli for Team Gatti in the wide-bodied car, past the finish line but not the start line, waiting for the lights to go, and they turn green, and we are racing with an hour remaining on this race. Very lovely sight in the evening sunshine, Peter, as they head down towards Tamburello for the first time, and everybody being very, very sensible in the crowded midfield.
It's the photographers are going to get some breathtaking shots. If they've hung around, they're going to get some really cool shots of these Alfas in the setting sun at Imola. Doesn't get much better, does it?
Look at the length of those shadows as they go through the trees and head up out of Villeneuve and up to Tosa, climbing the hill.
It's almost like the Giulia Super at the back, if that were the police cars chasing all of these reprobates running away.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, it looks, if you want to be at the front though, it looks like you either need a GT Am or a Giulia, yeah, or a Giulia Super as well. Yeah.
Listen to the engine notes, Peter. Those higher revving 4-cylinder 2-litre and 1750 engines. There are some 1300s in this further down the field. They've got a class of their own. People often ask about why 13 or 1400s or even 1500s and 1750s. It was all down to the taxation laws in various parts of Europe in the 60s.
Well, you've got quite a lot of the Sprint, the Giulia Sprint GTAs. For example, the one in second position, Alexander Furiani, that car's a 1600cc, 170 horsepower. So, at a little bit of a disadvantage to the GTAMs.
Yeah, what year is that from then?
A Sprint.
Yeah.
Giulia Sprint GTAs, from about 1962 onwards.
Right.
No, a little bit after that actually. Mid 1960s, yeah.
Right.
Only 500 were built in a mixture of Stradale and Corsa specification, and won the European Touring Car Championship 3 years in a row, from 66 to 68.
That was the Sprint GTA, so light but not enlarged.
Steady.
GT stands for itself, obviously. Interesting that the cars built, the 500 that were built to satisfy the homologation. Stradale is the street car. It literally does mean street, and Corsa means race. I'm sure you all know that, so I apologise for sort of hind-splaining that one. But you still see cars designated Stradale, excuse me.
Well, on a Lamborghini, you've got the dial in it.
Correct.
If you want it in Stradale or Corsa.
Yeah. Side-by-side action.
Through it goes the 81 car then of Fabrizio Sabatini for 4th place.
Yeah, it's just gone past was that Christian Onderak's car, which is, that looks like a street car in that sort of brown stroke beige colour, but it has got the cage in. Cage is colour matched,
isn't it?
The cage is colour matched to the exterior of the car.
Of course it is.
But which I really like. I think that is fantastic. If you're going to have a beige car, make sure you've properly beiged it up.
It's like, do you make roll cages in hearing aid brown?
Yeah. Well, I'm sure that is probably called Café con Leche or something like that.
Yeah, better.
Yeah. Or pistachio. No, pistachio's a green colour, so.
Davide Berta, speaking of pistachio with the pistachio front bumper, Davide Bertinelli getting the inside wheel caught there as well, as they all are.
The tyre deflection at the right front coming out of Rivazza too. Across the line.
Running big camber on the front there too.
Yeah. So through goes the Team Gatti leader, Davide Bertinelli. Alexander Furiani I've seen Alexander Ferrari racing other things in other classes as well, probably with this car, because these cars are eligible for other things. He generally goes well. Fabrizio Sabatini for the Jolly Car Squadra Corsa team in third. Top three are separated by 7.5 seconds.
You're having way too much fun with these names.
Great, aren't they?
Christian Oldendorf, great start for him. He's up to 6th in the Fernandez Racing Alfa Romeo GT AM. That's only in a paddock like this here in Peterotto could you see a driver switching from an Aston Martin 6-litre V12 DBR9 GT1 car, carbon fibre everywhere, sequential gearbox, etc., etc., to a little Alfa Romeo GT. Amazing.
Just listen. Wing, 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 down through the box.
Little spits of flame out the car as well.
This is a really good addition. I like this. And all the drivers very smiley. They had a relatively easy day today. They didn't have to come in early. You know, practiced and qualified in the morning of yesterday. Did see a few of the drivers at the dinner last night, and then had a relatively easy morning.
Love the number 1 car there of the GTM. Pop rivets everywhere, all over.
That's how they were. Yeah. That isn't because he's just decided to replace the arches.
No,
that's how they were in periods, with the riveted wheel extensions and the metal underneath cut away.
You've got a bit of time going down the straight to have a little think, but you don't in the corners.
No.
You've got to be really brave with a car like that, because it's not got a huge amount of power, but you can, because it's really, really light, you can get on the brakes really late and carry loads of speed, and that's what the drivers at the front are.
What are these weight doing?
Yeah, well, a Sprint GTA weighs 740 kilos. That's a really light car.
With 240 horsepower?
No, that one's got 170.
All right,
I would imagine the GTM isn't a great deal heavier, and it's got between 220 and 240.
Wow.
You know, the GTM's a serious car. And again, I said this yesterday, you know, you can see why companies like Alfaholics are so popular with taking these cars and putting really hot engines in them. And Dario Franchitti's got one.
Of course he has.
Of course he has, yes.
It's also got a Rolls-Royce shooting brake, and just at the moment is 1 of 1. Still with the suicide doors. It's 33 coming down the hill to Lavazza 2. Just watch that tyre deflection at the front. Look at it rolling over and lifting the inside front wheel.
What's happened to Davide Bertinelli?
Yeah,
He just dropped down to 6th. Was leading the race.
Yeah.
I think it's on this lap too that something's going wrong, because his last lap looked fine. So where is Davide Bertinelli? He's in the middle sector at the moment.
He's down in 9th position for Team Gatti.
I think it's this transponder issue.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Apologies.
Yeah, there he is, coming through, and again dangling the left front, barely using the left front tyre around the two Ravazza.
Apologies for that, Bertinelli fans.
No, he's fine.
He had dropped down the order.
Yes, he did. Dropped down to 9th.
Yes.
It's great. This is the green fronted car we're talking about. Listen. Second place, Alexander Furiani. Third place, Fabrizio Sabatini. And that is a battle there.
I do like that Fabrizio Sabatini in third place. The red and the blue, it's got a bit of NART about it.
Yeah, yeah.
That you saw, of course, on Ferraris. But there is a great connection between Alfa Romeo and Ferrari, but more particularly with the Scuderia Ferrari, because before Enzo Ferrari made his own cars, he raced Alfa Romeos in the Scuderia Ferrari. So his team had Alfa Romeo, and they ran the works Alfa Romeos at the time. in a beautiful dark red colour in those days.
I love that darker red. Maserati had the same sort of colour. As I said, it's more like drying blood, isn't it, than post-box red. I mean, what do you say? Evening light, twin cam Alphas a go-go.
Some of the trees look like they're almost turning towards autumn colours, but we're only at the end of July. I can imagine racing here in late September must be glorious.
There's a great colour.
That's almost autumn colour, isn't it?
That's fantastic, that darker red, almost a plum red. Some nice metallic colours out there as well, in fairness. So once again, there's a part of the track that quite clearly our leader Davide Bertinelli is not tripping the sensors. As soon as he gets back down to the end of the lap, he's back in the lead.
He's probably given his team a heart attack once.
Every lap.
Every lap.
It's just coming through the Variante Alta. No, Variante Grassini. I see what you mean about the trees.
Some of them are turning kind of early. Yeah. Oh, gold Campagnolo wheels. There you go, John.
Yeah. And that works on the white car. I think that works on the white car.
That's car number 36, Christian Ondrak.
He's a class leader.
OKP.
He's the Group 5 leader, and he's got Ben Walter about 5 seconds behind him. The camber on those front tyres.
Massive. I do like that their team name Alpha Delta, OKP. Of course, Auto Delta was the competition department of Alfa Romeo. Which is, and you think in those days, you look at the Abarth competition department and Lancia, Alfa Romeo. It's quite a hotbed of racers, basically.
Yeah.
At the factory level.
Oh, that's pretty. Number 26 coming through. It was the fashion to have a contrast panel on either the front or the rear or both. And that number 20. I said 26. It was? Yeah, that's Fabian Kober. He's another Alpha Delta runner, and he's leading the F category car for touring cars.
Very nice number 32, Jürgen Ludwig, mostly white, but then with green frontage on his car.
And that's another class winner. That is the G1 Group 5 class leader, I should say. And he's going very nicely at the moment. And finally, the 151 Alfa Race Team, Andre Cardon, in the H2 touring car class, leads his class. Actually, no, there's number 61 as well.
With the clover leaves on the on one side panel there.
And there's your final class leader, H1 in the touring class, Eduardo Akai. I suspect you say that, maybe Akai. Achai, yeah, okay. Now, just a moment or two ago, a little bit of off-track action coming out of, that's Villeneuve, isn't it?
Yep. How many drivers have got it wide there onto the gravel
today? Yesterday, a lot.
Today, a lot. It's a weird chicane. And you go in, and yes, you go into Tamburello, and both are a left entry chicane, but they are very different in their character.
Now, we've had a pit lane caller, but that's very early. Fabio Gimignani.
6 minutes early.
Yeah. And the number 62, Scuderia Clemente car. A lot of people improving their times here, Peter. So they're beginning to burn off a little bit of race fuel. The temperature, remember we had track temperature at 49 Celsius earlier today.
51?
51, yes, no, you're right, 51. It's now 37. That's still toasty, Air temperatures dropped from around about 31, 32 at its height to 26. That was a moment, and that's our Alfa Race Team H2 TC leader, Andre Cardon.
Oh my word! Coming down the hill towards the Vatsid, it got it sort of checked up. The car tried to get away with him, and he's all arms and elbows, but somehow managed to keep it out the gravel
and hold on to his lead in class.
Wow.
That will have woken him up.
He doesn't.
Right, so he's all right here, and then there's right, no, I'm fine. But then, now what I didn't see there,
it's almost like he grabbed the handbrake, because
I think he down changed.
Yes. So
I was trying to look to see where his left hand was to see if it was on the wheel. I think that might have been a down change.
Right.
And he either grabbed the wrong gear or he didn't quite match the revs and the speed.
Yeah.
And he just got a little nip. And if he was quick, he would have been able to dip the clutch as well as get round and then re-engage.
It almost looked, you're spot on. It almost looks as if it was a car on a rally stage and he's nipped the handbrake to get the rear around. Goodness me. Again, a bit like the Porsche 2-litre Cup cars, they're expressive machines in their body language.
That's a bit of a later car. What's that one? The number 61. So what age is that car? Because that's got the different rear lights on.
That's right.
Oh, I haven't got it.
That is an Alfa Romeo GT Veloce 2000.
2-litre car. Do we know from what year that is?
No, but I can tell you it was designed by Giorgetto Giugiaro.
Yeah.
If that's worth it.
Yeah, and I think that's a bit of a later car. It's the shape has evolved a wee bit, and the rear lights are slightly different. There will be Alfista all over the place saying, "Eindhoven, you should know that." I apologise.
We've had a lot of
200 cars this weekend.
200 cars to swat up on.
And Joe and Peter have seen every single one of them at least once in the paddock. And I think talked to somebody from pretty much every operating team here.
The welcome has been amazing from everybody. My first time at a Peter Otto event, and surely hope it won't be my last, because the people, I think that the people behind these, the cars have the story of their own. The car story is there in many cases, and especially with significant cars. You know the car you're walking up to look at straight away, but then the people that own these cars and why they acquired them and the joy that they get out of them,
correct,
is really cool to listen to.
And particularly the joy they get from doing what they were meant to do. And you know, I've said this a couple of times this weekend, but honouring the ethos that brought the car into being, which is, it was a race car, so race it.
Yes.
Don't put it in a glass box and look at it.
No.
It's a race car, so race it.
And actually, the race cars, they are only built to do one thing, and that's go quickly and win races. And yes, there is a little bit of compromise in styling for marketing purposes, of course, because the cars are built to market that stuff. But the aerodynamics are the number one cause, and so therefore the car's not designed to be an art form anyway. So it's designed.
Some of them turn out to be.
Yes, they do, and it's funny that
where form and function come together.
Yeah, the cars that have the best aerodynamic properties quite often actually make very good-looking cars. Actually.
Oh, in the pit lane, I think that's Sabatini's car in the Squadra Corsa Jolly car machine, which I think that makes that the number. Does that make it? No, it's not. That's not.
Just a little bit early there, unfortunately.
69. No. There are a couple of cars. So, okay. It is Sordi Giulio Sordi, excuse me. Giulio Sordi in the number 12 car, sharing with Mattia Sordi.
He's a GT Junior, GTA 1300 Junior.
That's one of the 1300 cars, yeah.
One of only 492 ever built. Very rare.
And well done for bringing a 1300 which is the smaller engine.
Yeah, up against the... I mean, that's why we have so many classes, because it's impossible to compete against a GT-AM with its lightness and its power.
How low is the back of that white and green car?
Going to scrape going up the hill to Piratella.
Wow. Well, it's working. Extraordinary to see these cars in this setting. This an invitation class, a guest class if you will, but the Alfa Revival Cup been running over 10 years now, and when you see the machinery here you can understand why. They've got their own little hospitality area in their own paddock with that T10, I think it is, or maybe the T11. I think it's a T10. I think it's the T11 would be too late.
Now, one thing that's just caught my eye, and I'm frustrated that it has not caught my eye up to now. Car number 26 is at the moment being driven in the lead of its class by Fabian Korber for Alpha Delta. According to the programme, he is due to share the car, which is many of the drivers do, with Arturo Merzario.
Well, that's why he's here this weekend.
I did not realise that.
But you told me he was here.
I knew he was here, yes, but I thought... I did not realise he may not be driving. I don't know. We will need to wait and see after the pit stop if a Merzario comes up on our timing screen, at which point we'll get all quite giddy. So 38 minutes left on the clock. That car we've just mentioned running 6th overall.
Yeah.
I wonder who looks after the cowboy hat when he's
and leading its class, as you rightly said. Class leaders, obviously Davide Bertinelli leading in G2 TC, G2 GTS, but still in that G2 class is the Furiani Racing, Alexander Furiani driven number 33. Third in that class, Bernard Leber for Alfa Delta OKP, the number 69. Fourth in that class, and this is the top 4, Christian Oldendorf for Fernandez Racing in the 165. Then the Group 5 I-Class car, Christian Ondrak for Alfa Delta OKP. Then that Fabian Korber car, the number 26. That's 36 in 5th class leader and 26 in 6th class leader. Other class leaders just outside the top 10 for Daniel Hager in the Formula GT Giulia. That's a G1 GT5 class leader. Andre Cardo for the Alfa Race Team H2 leader in touring cars has just pitted from 16th in the number 23. Alberto Zanata in the number 65 H1T class leader is in 19th overall, and those are your class leaders as the pit lane is open. And we've already had somebody under investigation, Ben Walter, in what is the Group 5 leading car, one of the Group 5 class leading cars. He's been investigated for speeding in the pit lane. Joe Bradley's rejoined us.
I have. You'd have a couple of these in the garage, wouldn't we? P-Mac, Bradley and Mackay Racing.
You owned an Alfa. Did you ever own an Alfa?
No, Fiat Mirafiori Sport.
Yeah, and the 132 you had as well.
And I had a Fiat 132.
That was a nice car.
Best big saloon. You know, I'm into my big saloons, and that was one of the best cars. It had the 2-valve per cylinder twin cam. Yeah. Which was bulletproof. Unfortunately, Fiats weren't renowned for their bodyworks being bulletproof
in those days,
and the door eventually fell off. One of 4.
I ran an Alfa as a long-term test car for quite a long time. Joe and I drove all over Europe in it.
I had when you said you had an Alfa, I had to think really hard. Did I have an Alfa? I can't remember. I did drive a Alfa GTV race car, which was a production-based car around Donington Park. But I had to pit. It was just a test day. It was just like a track day. When I was working for Robert Shaw Racing, we acquired it from somewhere.
So the two modern Alfas, three modern Alfas that I've driven is the I had a couple of weeks with the absolutely brilliant Giulia Quadrifoglio with the 2.9 engine. You drove that as well. That was
a weapon.
That was a weapon. Drove it on full Corsa spec all the time.
That was a BMW M3 beater, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I couldn't change up on a paddle shift. I couldn't change up quick enough first to second to third. The engine revved.
Yeah.
And the fastest, I mean, it got my head around it eventually. It was like, hang on, I'm just going to have to go 1, 2, 3.
Transaxle gearbox as well. 8-speed ZF, I think, transaxle gearbox. I had the SUV, the sort of McCann-sized SUV on a test, which is called the, it'll come back to me, Stelvio, thank you. That was a great car. That was absolutely brilliantly handled. It was as good as the McCann.
I think I've almost bought loads of Alfas,
yes.
but
the long-term car,
at the very last.
The long-term car that I had was the most unlikely, but actually was a cracking piece of kit. Joe and I embarked on John and Joe's European adventure in it.
Yeah, we did.
We went to the Nürburgring for the World Endurance Championship when I was working. Sorry, we'll have to skip back. On the way to the Nürburgring, we went through Belgium and Mons to see where Joe's grandfather was shot. And survived.
I wouldn't be here.
Yeah,
do the maths.
Yeah. I don't think that needed explaining. To be fair.
I don't know what to think.
Nürburgring.
Dr. Bradley.
Yeah.
For me to work. Dijon.
Yeah, we did.
Barcelona.
Yeah. And on the way back.
Jewish. In Barcelona on the hill, and on the way back we went to Clermont-Ferrand
and retraced that track, all in a little Alfa.
And it was a Giulietta quadrifoglio line, because they didn't do a quadrifoglio in those days. So that was a 4-door, 6-speed manual diesel, 1.9 multi-jet diesel. It was incredible. And you couldn't have mistaken it for anything else. Had the shield grille, the twin headlamps. It handled like a dream, an absolute dream. And we had that for a long-term test. And even my dad loved it. He drove it. He went up to Sunderland actually to a function in it, and absolutely loved it. And being a diesel, it just went forever. I think we only filled it up once on the way back from Barcelona. It was incredible. Absolutely incredible car. And there's just something about Alfas that you look at them and there's a certain style about them. You couldn't mistake them for a German car or a British car, could you, Joe?
You know how most cars have this generic look, and I've done for about 2 decades. Alfas never did that, and the interiors were. And I remember the GDV had the dash curved back towards you, sort of to your left-hand side, almost around, not almost around your shoulder, but towards. Going past you. Beautiful cars. And of course, Alfa Romeo have got a massive racing heritage. That these cars are obviously paying homage to.
Well, and
the series.
I mean, even when the styling went a bit funny in the early 2000s, and you had the 155, which they turned into a touring car, and the 155 Silverstone, and the Super Tourers, it still looked like an Alfa, didn't it?
Yeah.
Even though it was quite boxy, but then that's just harkened back to some of the older cars that we've seen here.
Well, I was very lucky a couple of months ago to go and visit a collection, and quite recently the car had been added to this collection as one of Gabriele Tarquini's DTM cars, Martini DTM car, made with the Martini stripes, and talk about exotic materials.
Well, that looked like a 155, didn't it?
Yeah.
But in fact, it was a purpose-built racing car,
with a roof. Yeah, it just.
Yeah. I mean, that was a modular design because the regulations that allowed you to change the engine and change the back end between the races. So they basically came apart in three 3 bits of the car, so you could turn it round in the 45 or 50 minutes or whatever it was between the DTM races.
And new engines going in all the time.
Yeah.
You know, bear in mind the person that has this collection races all sorts of things, historic cars. Has done historic Formula 1 before, but this car's unlikely to be ever driven actually again, because the engine is just so complicated, so expensive to run.
They were all V8s, weren't they?
Pass, I'm not sure.
Yeah, no,
I
they
think
were.
it was a Busso V6, was it not?
No, I think all of those cars in the ITR, I think they were all V8s. And they didn't have to be. They didn't have to come from the car on which it was based.
Right. Okay.
Let's not forget, please, that the Formula 1 World Championship kicked off in 1950, and the first 2 years were won by Alfa Romeo.
Yes.
The inaugural season in 1950 and then 51. I mean, the racing heritage in endurance sports car racing as well. Touring cars was a big thing. They changed the game in touring.
Yeah, they did.
In the UK, didn't they? The British Touring Car Championship.
Well, homologation specials. They brought homologation specials back into being with the Alfa Romeo 155 Silverstone, which had the big rear wing, the higher rear wing and the thicker rear wing, which came in the boot of the car. And you could ask the dealer to fit it if you wanted to.
Sneaky, wasn't it?
It was a V6.
It was a V6. I'm very sorry, Peter. Well done.
That the Mannesman over the windshield strip, Martini stripes on it as well. It's I mean, one of the best sounding cars ever made. Oh dear, slow out on track for.
That's one of the the later cars with the bigger rear lights, and it is the number 65 car. Now that is the second place H1T car, Alberto Zanata, and he was only, well, he was less than 10 seconds away from his class leader Eduardo in the Scuderia Clemente car. Now is the number 23 car still running as well, the silver car. Nice to see some other colours as well at the front of the field, as we've got the yellow flags out at what is Tosa, turn 7. Still the Ferrari Racing, Alexander Ferrari. Actually, that's changed.
It was as a pit stop, so that last car it is car number 33, Alexander Ferrari.
Yeah.
And there's still 8 minutes left in the pit window, so there's still time, but where that will bring them out. Now, unfortunately, Arturo Merzario has not taken over the number 26 car of Fabian Korber.
Are we sure?
Yes.
So we've got driver tags on all of these cars as well?
Presume so.
Right. Oh yes, because I'm seeing some different names.
Yeah.
Dario Domenincini definitely didn't start that jolly car Squadra Corsa number 86. Can't remember that anyway. So I think you're probably right.
Yeah. So
yeah, Peter Backhoffen is new in the 85 car. So yeah, absolutely right, Peter.
A pity, but never mind. It's nice to have him here. Lovely to have him here and
been some absolute superstars of the sport here.
Yeah.
With John Fitzpatrick. Who we parked in front of the other day. We had Eric Comas with his car, with his Le Mans winning chassis, his Le Mans competing chassis from 1998.
Jan Magnussen.
Yeah,
in this very booth. In this very commentary booth.
In the Joe Bradley Memorial chair to the right-hand side.
No, he's actually sat in your chair.
Did he sit in my chair?
Sat in your chair.
Even better.
Yeah, there you go. You're sitting going.
I wondered why all my levels on my headsets had gone funny when I came back.
He didn't touch a thing. He wasn't playing with the boost or the traction control. We've been really lucky actually today. We've had some great guests. A huge thank you to Jan Magnussen, to Seb Perez, who gave us some great insights of what he's up to and what's going on track. And that also means we should say thank you very much to Artur from Peter Auto and part of Nicholas's team, Nicholas Bremont, who has been organising the guests and getting in touch, letting them know where we are. Mike Newton has been with us
as well. But all of our guests, we'll miss somebody out if I try to name them all. Ross Hyatt was great as well.
He was brilliant. He was great. He was so good at telling stories, and then he's like, "Oh, I should let you commentate on the race now." Like,
and we just go, no, carry on.
Carry on.
James Turner, of course.
Turner, of course, who joined us for a good part of the 2-litre Cup race.
The number 27, that is the colour. That's Albert Franceschetti.
Like red wine.
Yeah, dark red wine.
With gold wheels.
Yeah, the gold wheels.
It works on dark red cars.
Yeah. Worked on that metal grey Ferrari outside as well.
Absolutely didn't.
Absolutely did. Down to personal preference.
I've looked at it every time I've walked by going, I just don't know what side of the fence I sit on. My bum's getting sore sitting on this fence with that car.
And what did you conclude then?
I'm still on the fence.
Oh really?
Yeah.
See, if he doesn't know, I think it doesn't work.
Well, don't worry, mate. I'll not let you drive it when I buy one.
Okay. You can take me out in it.
Yeah, obviously.
I'd rather have that.
Advanced driver.
I would definitely have a couple of that. The Bradley Mackay Racing Heritage Racing Stable,
which is now up to 500 cars.
Probably. We're going to need a big premises. But these things just look right, don't they? I mean, they sound right, they look right, they handle right. I love the drivers that have got the open face helmets.
Who is our gearbox man? Marciello. Remember?
Marciello, yeah. Well, he's a Porsche guy, I suppose.
Hang on.
We can have plenty of that.
Sure.
Dear Alfa Romeo, new version of GTA, please.
Well,
you wouldn't have, I mean, look, nice big glass area.
Well, isn't the Giulia the
yeah, but a little two-door coupe like that.
Yeah, the Giulia. Well, the Giulia's a 4-door, isn't it? That rocket
It's lovely.
thing.
It's absolutely lovely.
Rocket ship.
Well, there's a GT-AM version of that as well with no back seats.
Oh no, it's Giulia. Sorry, excuse me.
Yeah.
It's a smaller one.
Yeah. Yes.
They don't make the Giulietta anymore.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Nick had a Giulia Quadrifoglio, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he did.
That's a terrifying thought.
Terrifying thought.
Yeah.
Terrifying.
He was the one that said to me, don't drive it in anything other than eco. And as I was answering the phone, I was coming back from the chip shop with me fish and chips and was already in race mode. And it's not, I don't think it's a mile. Oh, don't put it in anything other than eco until you warm the tyres up.
Oh, was Nick saying that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, right. So you know if he's saying something sensible, you've really, really got to be careful.
Nick, the man with a right foot like a on-off switch.
Foot like a traction in.
Modulate the throttle, Nick. What do you mean?
Very good on a bike, though.
But he's never fell off it. Unless somebody's knocked him off it.
Too soon.
Number 32 goes through. Now that's got the sort of eyelash arches on, as I would call it.
Eyelash arches?
Well, yeah, they're just over the top. They're not the big
I see what you mean.
arches.
Eyelid arches.
Eyelid arches, thank you. That's what I meant. It's been a long day. This is the white number 23, isn't it? I saw from... Was it 32? Yeah. So that makes that the leader in G1 Group 5, Jürgen Ludwig, in the Formula GT entered car. Another car with a colour-keyed cage. That's quite a substantial cage there, isn't it, with that cross brakes? It's going to really stiffen up the back end of the car. No wonder they're lifting front wheels off the ground through Rivata.
The cross brace is behind the driver, isn't it? That's providing a bit of rearward protection to the drivers.
They've all been lifted...
yeah, I've noticed that.
Out inside front wheels through Rivata.
Quite a height as well.
Yeah.
And considering how low they run.
But also, have you seen the tyre deflection on the right front when they're turning as well? Fantastic.
The rear anti-roll bar is really low and exposed. And he's on the track.
No way.
Yeah.
So that's updated then. Mazzario is back racing.
Second in class and 14th overall. I just saw it there.
When you leapt out your seat, I thought this has got to be good, surely, and it is. The first ever inter-series race here in 1971 at the wheel of a Ferrari 512. Car number 26, Arturo Mazzario, out here in the sunshine at Imola. How cool is that? I mean, a guy with, I mean, you think his Grand Prix background is hugely interesting.
Oh, I mean, Ferrari, Williams, Fittipaldi, March, Wolf.
And with a bit of luck and a fair wind, we'll try and get a look at the number 26.
He also manufactured his own Formula 1 car, remember?
Did?
The Mazzario. And he drove for Shadow as well.
And he is 82 years old.
Yeah.
Big respect.
He participated in 85 Grand Prix, I'm finding out here. He scored 11 points. He was never in the best cars at the best times. I mean, you know, the Wolf Williams, which later, that was the one that, before Williams Grand Prix Engineering, sold out to Walter Wolf, which became Wolf. Wolf Racing won their first Grand Prix, Wolf. But then out of that morphed.
There he is.
Williams Grand Prix Engineering, there's the man.
Wow.
I've met him before. I've met him at an HSR event.
Are you happy now, Peter?
Yeah.
Very.
Listen that. Through Aqua Minerale. Climbing the hill. Just giving a little hand signal to let the driver coming through know to go over on the right-hand side. Through that big picture back window.
Driver of a faster class car, I might add.
Oh, well, yeah, absolutely. That's the 2-litre lighter and wider. Lighter and enlarged, sorry. That's what the A and the M stands for.
Look at his career. I mean, I drove in the 24 Hours of Daytona for the Ferrari Works team with Mario Andretti and Jackie X, finishing third. Was one in hill climbs for Abarth, one Magellan, one all over, and of course won the very first Inter-Series race. You're right here at Imola.
He's a little interesting factoid. He was the last driver whose debut team was Ferrari until Oliver Behrman came in.
Wow.
Substituted in
Formula
24.
One.
Yeah, in Formula 1 that is.
So the last driver to make his F1 debut in a Ferrari.
Before Ollie Behrman did it last year. And that was from 1972.
Wow.
Winner of the 1,000 kilometres of Spa in 1972 with Brian Redman, then Targa Florio winner as well.
So he won the 1,000k at Spa the same year that he made his Formula 1 debut. Red flag.
Oh no.
Now, actually, this is because we have come up, I think, against the curfew.
Of course, it's 8 p.m.
It is 8 o'clock in the evening. So let me quickly give you some results. Davide Bertinelli for Team Gatti has won the race in the G2 TC with Alexander Furiani in second, some 30 seconds back for Furiani Racing. And then 33, Dario Inhelder up into third for the number 85. Then Christian Oldendorf for Fernandez Racing in the 168. All of those cars in G2. Then the Class I Group 5 winner, the number 77, Roberto Restelli for Alpha Delta OKP. The winner the second in that class, Massimo Bortolami in the 36, and third in that class, actually, I don't think that other car finished. So other class winners, Francois Rivas for the Côte d'Or Racing team, brilliant. 13th overall, winning the F class by 23 seconds in the end, from Arturo Mazzario for Alpha Delta OKP. The G1 Group 5, Jürgen Ludwig won for Formula GT in the number 32 car. Andre Cardle was never headed in H2 TC in the 151, and the Scuderia Clemente car, whose second driver didn't get named there, the number 61. So who started that car? I think it was, well, it was down, that car was down to be driven by Edoardo Caponi and Fabrizio Sabatini. I think it was Sabatini started the car, so I presume it was Edoardo who finished it. So a slightly truncated race by some 17 minutes when the red flag came out. But what a way to end this fabulous Imola Classic by Peter Auto. A guest race that has done everything a guest could possibly do in bringing us some excitement, some talking points, some great conversation, and some fabulous entertainment.
Couldn't summarise it any better. Really special event, special cars, special people, and a true celebration of the great heritage that this motorsport has. And, you know, I think as you look at the success right now of Formula One, you look at the success right now of sports car racing, the foundations of that has been built up over generations, and many of those generations represented here, and in fact nearly all of them represented in this paddock. And some great competition as well, great camaraderie. If you've never been to a Peter Auto event, get yourself there, because it is just a true celebration of what we all love in the car and in motorsport.
Quite a display of silverware up on the podium. If you have enjoyed what you've seen over the last day and a half, I'll remind you that the penultimate round of this 2025 season, and this is a championship season, will be at Le Castellet, the Circuit Paul Ricard, in early September. It'll be Bruce Jones and Andrew Marriott who step into the Global Broadcast Centre for that particular event. So, well, it means you'll get a variety of stories. Was that
Frank Stippler?
It is Frank Stippler in the Funiani. Wow, brilliant stuff. So a win for Davide Bertinelli in our final race of the weekend from the whole crew here. And for Peter Mackay and Joe Bradley, I'm John Hindhaugh. Thanks for joining us at Imola. Well, what a brilliant weekend we've had here, and as the sun is bathing the Imola circuits in glorious evening light, it's a big thank you to all of our volunteer marshals, track services and recovery, and of course the medical staff as well. They've not been needed this weekend, thank goodness, but we know we have to have them here. To all of our competitors and teams, and not least to our production crew in the truck and our camera operators. Been a long weekend and a particularly long day for them with some very difficult conditions. What a great racing weekend we've had. A festival of motorsport at Imola. And the Peter Auto Series continues in early September. Luc Castellet, Paul Ricard, join us here on the World Feed TV at the Peter Auto YouTube channel. Enjoy the rest of your motorsport weekend, and we'll see you at a track soon. Bye-bye for now.